Hello, hello, everyone. Ooh, sorry, that was a little wiggly right there. Good evening or afternoon, wherever you happen to be, because it's Facebook Live time with Barb, yay! So it must be 4 o'clock Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern time, if you are watching me, wherever you are. And wherever you happen to be, please say hello. I would love to see your comments saying hello. You could even do it just like that. Hello, and drag out the O's for, 6 or 7 characters or something like that. I figured out how to check myself on my iPad. There's some weird Facebook thing. Of course, there's always a weird Facebook thing. That when I went to my page, it would automatically default to my store, which I didn't even know I had a store on Facebook, but apparently I do. And anytime I access my own page, it goes to the store. Figured that one out. So all I had to do was click on posts, and then I can see all the posts that are on my page, and of course this Facebook Live. So I don't understand why Facebook has to keep changing everything. It's like you finally get a grip on it, and then they change it. So you have a grip on Facebook for about a week, if you're lucky. And then they change something, and then you're just like, what the heck is going on here? I don't understand. So anyway, yeah. So it's been a fairly uneventful week, which I guess is a good thing. I don't want eventful weeks for the most part, because then usually that means that something, maybe bad has happened, and we're not into that bad stuff. We're going good. So I did get to take a little trip yesterday up to Billings, Montana with my daughter. We went up there to do a little bit of shopping for her birthday. Where I live in Sheridan, Wyoming, our shopping consists of Walmart and a store downtown called Maurice's that she does not like their style of clothing. We do have some other little boutique type places downtown, but she's a pretty simple gal. She's not really into food. She's fairly thrifty, thank goodness. And so she doesn't like to spend a ton of money. So anyway, we decided to go to Billings. I have not seen my dad since I think probably Christmas. And so I was very excited to see him. I asked him if it was okay with him if we stopped by to see him. He said yes. So we did. We went up there. We got up there yesterday morning. We hit Costco, Walmart. We went to Kohl's. We went to Shields. We went to the mall. And the places weren't that busy, which obviously, with the coronavirus everywhere. And so we were careful. We kept our distance from people. We did wear our masks in Costco. It's required. So yeah, and then we're back home. We got home last night. So it was just a day trip. Her birthday is tomorrow. She will be the big 19. So happy birthday to my daughter early. Yay, 19. Kind of hard to believe, honestly, that she's 19, because it seems like just yesterday she was in like kindergarten and, 3rd grade, and now she's going to be a sophomore in college. So, wow. Anyway, so we also, she wanted an ice cream cake. Now that's a thing that Cold Stone Creamery has. Many of you may be familiar with Cold Stone Creamery. There's a Cold Stone Creamery in Billings, Montana. I believe it's the closest one to us. I don't think there's any in the state of Wyoming. Oh, there might be one in Cheyenne. Who cares? Anyway, so she ordered an ice cream cake. So then we decided we took a cooler with us, and we got the cake. That was our last stop. We got the cake. We had the cooler. We had some bags of ice. We had put the cake in a big garbage sack, put it in the cooler, and just put the ice all over the place. So we think it fared pretty well. It was a 2-hour drive. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow when we eat the cake how it fared. But yay. Okay. Oh, I think I have to bring my comments over. Ugh. Facebook, again, is just this crazy thing. When you go live, it used to automatically default to you could see your comments, but now you have to swipe in to see them, and it's just, ugh. So I see a lot of you guys are commenting, so hello to everyone who is here. I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss any important comment. Ugh, Facebook. Teresa says it's her favorite night of the week. Oh, Teresa, you're so sweet. I heart you. Just a heart. Yeah. Okay. So we have a bunch of people watching. Yay. Thank you guys so much for watching. First time catching me live. That was Susan Pacheco. Oh, Susan, I packaged up your card kit today. I got all those done, and your card kit will be going out tomorrow. So yeah. So I hope you got the email with the file in it. So Susan ordered my Artistry Blooms online class. and she ordered it with the pre-cut cardstock kits. So I finished those up today, my cardstock kits. I did cut a few extras. So if you are interested in a cardstock kit for the Artistry Blooms online class, check it out on my blog. So Susan, thank you so much. And it's good to see you here. All right, I think that's it for the comments. Just everyone telling me hello. Oh, Carrie, happy birthday to your grandson. He will be 7 tomorrow. Oh, yay. Okay, so I did want to show you guys a card I got in the mail from one of my friends / customers, Angela. Angela she's a great card maker. She makes all kinds of fancy folds, and I just love that about her. And now I have made a card like this before. Super cute. They actually, like, you know, stand up on your desk or your table. Whoops, I'm going backwards here. They stand up when you unfold them, and then there's all these little flowers, and here's the bottom. And I think it's called a box card. Can't remember. I did it as a techniques class, which, oh, that reminds me, my Totally Techniques online class, I guess we'll call it, is live, and it's been going on. So anybody who places an actual order in my online store with me from the 1st of the month through the 22nd of the month, using my host code of the month, will then get a card made with the technique of the month, plus a instruction card showing you or telling you how to create the technique with a sample of the completed technique on the card. And everybody who orders in that group does get those cards. Now, the way you can join the group, card in a box, thank you, Evelyn. The way you can join the group is you simply go to my online store, place an order with me between the 1st and the 22nd of each month. It's a 6-month commitment. If you do it for 6 months in a row, then I will give you a $30 gift certificate at the end. So it's pretty simple. What you all do is place your first order with me, shoppingwithbarb.com. Use my host code that's on my blog all month long, and then send me an email saying, hey, I just placed my first order. I want to join the club. And then you, there's a form on my blog telling you where you keep track of all your orders. You have to keep track of it yourself. When you've ordered for 6 months, you have the form filled out, you scan it and email it to me, you physically mail it to me, whatever you want to do, and with your items that you want to order, and then I will order them for you. So there you go. So Totally Techniques online class. You can check it out on my blog, and there's a little header across the top that will tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so thank you very much, Angela. I really appreciate that. I'm just going to leave it right here on my stamp table while I'm stamping with you guys today. Okay. Oh, a winner from last week for sharing / commenting. Please leave me comments. Please ask me questions. Please share the video to your own timeline. That really helps me out a lot. I'm really trying to grow my business. I got a little bit stagnant the last couple of years while I took care of my mother, who didn't live here. I had to travel to help her out. Anyway, she passed away in December. And so I'm really trying to ramp my business back up. So if you would share my video, it would help me out a lot. Thank you so much. And the winner from last week is Janae Levson. And I have a Big Shot Country Floral Dynamic folder for you, Janae. So all you have to do is message me via Facebook or send me an email, barb@barbstamps.com, and I can get this out to you after I get your address. Did I see the new caddy? Yes, Evelyn. We are going to talk a little bit about that when I flip my camera over. And oh my gosh, I'm going to be broke. But it is what it is, the life of a Stampin' lover, right? A paper crafter, I should say. So let me flip the camera and we will do a little more chatting, and then I've got my projects all ready for you guys. Okay, flip done. Oh, Jean, shared ×3. You're awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm going to zoom in just a tad so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. So the first thing I want to quickly go over is that through the end of June, through June 30th, we still have our host promotion or customer promotion, however you want to look at it. When you order $20 or $250 in merchandise on one order, or if you use a host code and get some friends together to do that, here's a host code, but you wouldn't want to use that. You'd want to get one for yourself, and you can message me and I'll get one for you. You get an extra $25 in free merchandise. So for a $250 order / party, you would get a minimum of $50 in free stuff. So that's always a great deal. And that goes through the end of June. Now, moving on right now, becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I like to call it purchasing a discount shopper kit, because that is what most people do when they join Stampin' Up! They join just simply to get their products at a discount. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, I welcome anyone who would like to join my team as a discount shopper. In fact, the majority of the ladies on my team are just, in fact, that, discount shoppers. If you're buying Stampin' Up!, you should be a demonstrator. There is absolutely no reason why you should pay a full price for anything Stampin' Up. You should be getting a 20% discount. And then you can qualify for more discounts as you work your way up, if you continue to sell, if you want to turn it into a business. But you will always be guaranteed a 20% discount on anything you purchase from Stampin' Up when you are a discount purchaser, discount shopper, hobby demonstrator, whatever you want to call it. And so right now, when you join Stampin' Up at any kind of demonstrator, you get to add a bundle of your choice to your kit. So you choose $125 of merchandise out of our brand new catalog. So who can't find $125 of stuff in a brand new catalog? Good Lord, I could find 10 times that much. Then you also get a free bundle of your choice. And now I just happen to have this bundle on my paper because it's the most expensive one. And it's amazing. So why wouldn't you want to get it? It's a $60.25 bundle. And it's the Blossoms in Bloom. I'm going to cough. Hold on. Sorry. I had a little something stuck in my throat. And it's amazing. But you can get any bundle you want. Okay? So please think about that. If you're interested, I would love to have you join my team in any capacity. Discount shopper, business builder, whatever the case may be. And you can find all the information that you need on joining my team at barbstamps.com. All right. Totally Techniques Online Club. I've already talked about that. I think I called it a class. It's not a class. It's basically a club. So anybody who's interested in that, you can find that information on my blog across the top screen. And I am getting ready to film my video and cut all my stuff for the gals that ordered in June for the Technique of June. So we'll be getting that taken care of. We talked a little bit about this earlier because Susan is on here, and Susan just purchased my Artistry Blooms Suite online class. I think it was last night. Susan purchased that from me. And so I did go ahead and email her the file, which includes all the measurements and the directions for all the projects, plus the links to all the videos showing her how to create them if she's unsure by the directions. There are pictures in the file as well. And then, of course, the video tutorial shows you the completed card and the process of making the card. The class itself, just the class by itself, is $20. If you want a pre-cut cardstock kit to create the cards that I have in the kit, it's $35. Now you would need, of course, the products from the Artistry Blooms Suite, which is the hand-drawn blooms bundle, the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper, the Rainbow Glimmer paper, the Artistry Blooms sequins, and the white crinkled seam binding ribbon to complete the projects as I have designed them. So congratulations to Susan. She ordered that last night, so her kit will be going out tomorrow. I did get those all finished up today, so I'm very excited about that. Coming in July, we have the Summer Nights Paper Pumpkin Kit. And as a special little perk for Paper Pumpkin subscribers, you can purchase a add-on kit, which is 24 printed card bases and coordinating envelopes. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, your standard size card. And I believe the kit is $10. It will go on sale July 1st. So if you are, ooh, hello, Joy-Ann from Wyoming. Nice to see you here. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order this little add-on kit to make an extra 24 cards from the kit. And apparently, when you create the projects in the kit as it's designed, you end up with enough leftover supplies to create 20 of these cards. So you'll get 24. You'll have stuff in here to create 20. So you'll have 4 extra card bases and envelopes to do whatever you want with. Now, you must be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. You can do that by going to barbmullican.com, and you can sign up that way. Or you can go to my online store, Shopping with Barb, and purchase yourself a prepaid subscription and get your Paper Pumpkin that way. And then July 1st, you can order that add-on kit to go with your Paper Pumpkin July kit. Now, last but not least, if you are a demonstrator, and we just talked about this, you should be if you're not, because why are you buying Stampin' Up and not getting a discount? But anyway, demonstrators yesterday got a sneak peek at our upcoming August to December mini catalog. This is our holiday catalog, obviously. This is the cover. That's all I can show you. That's all I have. It's just the cover. I printed it off so you can see the amazing goods that are going to be coming our way. And this isn't even the half of it. You know what I'm saying? The catalog is probably 50 pages, and it is just, oh, I went through it once this morning, and I've got to go through again with a fine-tooth comb, and I can hardly wait until I get my actual catalog. So demonstrators already got to see it. Yeah, there's a little sneak peek for you guys. Okay, let's get on with our project making. I think I've done everything. Here's my host code for the month if you are looking to purchase something, and I think my thing might be a little bit crooked. Of course, I'm a little bit crazy about crookedness. Okay, What do I want to do first? We'll do this. Okay, we are going to use the Jar of Flowers stamp set, and then we're going to use the Field of Flowers for the sentiments, okay? Since the stamp set does not come with any sentiments, of course, we need sentiments to work with it. So I chose a couple little small sentiments. Well, actually, I chose one, my friend, not a couple. That's for another card that's coming up later. I got ahead of myself. Okay, Kathy says her wish list is very long. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, so we are going to be making a card today with this stamp set, Jar of Flowers. And I have got some Rococo Rose, some Early Espresso, some Bumblebee, and some Whisper White. And I have a couple of stamps here. Oh, I didn't put that one stamp on. I guess I did. What did I do with it? Here it is. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Where's my stamp? Here's my other stamp. Jeez, come on, Barb, get it together. And then I have some sample cards. I'll tease you with a few right now. Here is one where you can see that this image of the stamp, or the stamps, it was just kind of snuck in on a die cut circle. So you don't have to use the jar. You don't have to use the stems. You can just use this gorgeous floral image if that's what you want to do. Then we have the greenery folders, some of the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper, and some of our Just Jade ribbon. And here is another one, of course, using the jar. Now this one, the jar was just simply cropped out of Designer Series paper. There was no stamping done to it or anything, just cropped out. And I think it's adorable. Here's some more of the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper. You can see we have that fun little pick-a-punch on the end of this. So yay. And then one of our stitched rectangles is the background for that. And this is colored with our blends. So there's a couple. We'll bring some more in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my, I need a scratch paper and a pad because we're using photopolymer stamps and they do need a pad. All right, so we are going to ink up, this is a sunflower. Whoa, I just about dropped that. Look what I did. It's on my hand. Okay, hold on. Let me get my chamois out here and clean off my dirty hand. Okay. All right, put the chamois back. Now I need to get the wetness off my hand. Boy, already, we're starting right away. Barb and all of her, I don't even know what to call it, my craziness, I guess. Okay, so I've got that pretty well inked up. And I forgot, where am I stamping that? It's fairly close to the top. Oh, hold on one more time. I always have to have my white on a colored piece so I can actually see through my block and see how close I am to stuff. Okay, I think that's going to work right there. We shall see when we take this away. Maybe a little bit high, but it's going to work. Okay, so I also have a mask. So I stamped this exact same image on a piece of scrap copy paper, and then I cut off the bottom of it. Pretty, you know, I did a pretty good job of cutting. Because I'm going to stamp my stems, and I need the stems to not be up in the flowers business. Okay, so now I'm going to ink up my stems. Oh, hold on, because I need to be able to see the bottom of the card. I think I'm good still. Okay, because I don't want my stems to go past the bottom. And we're just going to do it like so. And then when I remove my little mask, then my flowers are on top of my stems. Yay! Oh, Cindy, good. Cindy says she's glad she's not the only one that gets her hands dirty. Yeah, hang out with me a few times. It's a serious problem. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so we're going to let that dry just a tad. And while that's drying, we're going to do something to our card base. So this is Rococo Rose. And I'm going to get that folded, grab a bone folder here. Okay. And I also need this just because I need a scrap paper under here. Let me move that. All right, so this set also comes with this little fun piece here. It's this little guy here. And I guess I should tell you guys about this stamp set now that I'm looking at it. It's one of our reversible sets. So what that means is some of the images, like this small jar, for instance, are reversible. So you have one side that actually stamps a detailed image, but you can flip that stamp over on your block, and then you can stamp with the solid image on the back. So that's a great way to add water to a jar of flowers, is you can take that image and put it in the jar, and you have a little bit of water in there. Now, the same goes true for this piece here, which could be a straw or just a decorative piece. And in this particular case, I'm just going to use this as a decorative piece. I do have a card that shows you let me grab it here, how it was used as a straw. So here's a really cute card from my friend Christine. She used one of our new doilies, vellum doilies, and she kind of trimmed off the corner so that it was round. And then, hello, Melissa, how are you? Good to see you. And then here's the jar. So the image was stamped on the designer series paper. Oh, sorry, you guys. I think there might be a moth. We've been inundated with moths around these parts. And oh my gosh, they're flipping everywhere. And I felt like one just, I don't know, fell on my head or something. Ugh. Okay, calm down. Everything's fine. There's no moths crawling around you. Fine. Okay. The jar was stamped on a piece of designer series paper and then cropped out with the punch. And then here's our little straw. Isn't that cute? And so, yeah, so there's a sample of it using it as a straw. But like I said, I'm going to use it as a decorative piece. So I've got some Rococo Rose ink here. And I am going to, I still got the heebie-jeebies about that. Ugh, probably stupid moth. What the heck? If it's not wasps in my stamp room, it's flipping moths. Ugh. Okay, calm down. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this about right here. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to try to get it about, in the same spot. If it's not perfect, it's going to be fine. No one's going to be able to tell if I don't get it in the exact same spot at the top. Okay, so there we have that. So my piece of white, where did I just put that? Oh, it was over here, wasn't it? Yep. I'm going to tell you how what that measures. Oh, I can't find my regular ruler, so this was my mom's fabric ruler. But it's a pretty nice ruler, I'm not going to lie. 2 3/4 by 4. That's what that is. Okay, so we are going to do some quick coloring on this. And I'm going to bring in my Rococo Rose. And I'm only going to color in these extra flowers that are not, what are they called? Sunflowers. And so we're just going to quickly color those with the Rococo Rose marker. Here's a little flower image here. Here are a couple here. Okay. And that one there. And now I'm going to actually come back in with my dark, because I think I like the dark a little better than that. So yeah, we're going to go dark instead of light. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing with my dark Rococo Rose marker instead of the light one. Okay, and then this little, and I don't even know what this thing is, and who cares? I can color them whatever I want, right? Oh, I'm still kind of freaked out about the moth. Ugh, gosh, they're so gross. Okay, now I have the Daffodil Delight Dark, and I'm just going to come in and do the center of the sunflower here. Because, of course, again, it's my card. I can color anything any way I want. All right, and then I've got a dark old olive here, and I'm going to just come in and catch the leaves. So anywhere there might be some leaves, and these I'm just barely dotting with my marker. Here's a leafy looking thing that we'll just kind of wing it. And then there are definitely some leaves right here that we're going to get. Okay, and so that's all the coloring I'm going to do. So it really didn't take that long. I actually did this as a swap card. And not that I don't want to do a lot of coloring on a swap card, but when you're making 25 of something, coloring can take a while. And I have to confess something to you guys. I have not done my taxes from last year. So I have got to get my taxes done, besides keep doing all this stuff. And I was so happy when they let us delay it a little bit, and now I'm wishing that we hadn't again, but it is what it is. So I've got to get that done too. So, okay, Stampin' Seal Plus. I have been having pretty darn good luck with the Stampin' Seal Plus. Not so much with the Stampin' Seal. I don't know what the deal is with me and Stampin' Seal, but we don't get along. But the Seal Plus, I actually don't have too much trouble with it. I don't know why, but it seems to work for me. And so I will be using Stampin' Seal Plus. when I'm crafting, unless the spot that I have to get glue in is a tiny little spot, and that way I will use regular adhesive just because. Okay, so here is my strip of Bumblebee. Almost forgot what that was called. And that is 3/8 of an inch. The length doesn't really matter. And then I have my little My Friend out of the Field of Flowers stamp set that we talked about. So cute. This actually has a coordinating little tiny punch. Yeah, Seal Plus Carol, I don't know what it is. It works a lot better for me. I have a lot better luck with that. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to try to center this. We will see what happens. Yay, I think I kind of did that. Okay, I just did that thing. What do you know about that? All right, so then, oh, I forgot to do the stems. Hold on. Hold, please. Well, we try to quickly do this, but not too quickly that we go outside the lines and make a dang mess. Okay. I see Lisa said, yeah, I'm having trouble just like Kelly. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. What the heck? I mean, I don't feel like I'm, you know, an inept person. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard, but yet here we are. Okay. Call Stampin' Up about your stamp and seal. Mine kept doubling up on itself, and they said one batch had... See, Cindy, I'm not having a problem with the doubling up at all. I just can't get it to... Like when I roll it out and then I flick it off or try to whatever, it just pulls it off of the strip. And then I have to finger feed it the whole time. It's not even worth it to me to even get a replacement, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to layer this down here at the bottom of the card. And actually, I'm going to put a tiny bit of adhesive on here. Just a tiny little bit. And, whoops, it's a little bit wider. Okay, so I'm going to set this down here kind of in the center. There we go. And then I'm just going to wrap it to the back. Okay, just a little bit. It's just going to give it a little bit of interest having it wrapped to the back rather than, you know, being cut off and glued. And so that is what it is. I'm just going to bring in a piece of tape. And there, just like a piece of ribbon. So it looks a little bit cool. And then I'm just going to layer it over here kind of at a cockeyed motion. And I am going to add it with some dimensionals. And you can see I'm going to add it so that you're not going to be able to tell that I didn't have a, you know, a full strip of the straw image. So there we go. Alrighty. So we're just going to put that on there a little bit cattywampus. And there it is. I believe it's done. Did I have anything else I wanted to do with it? Oh, there is. This is our Bumblebee gingham ribbon. It is unfortunately on back order at the moment, but when it comes back on from back order, you need to get it because it's super cute. Okay, so we are just going to snip that. So I snipped both of the ends at a diagonal, and then I am just going to do this. Okay, and we're going to bring in some glue dots. Well, thanks you guys for all the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I'm going to put a glue dot on well, actually I'm going to put one on both sides because I want to make sure that these pieces stay together. Okay. And I'm just going to tuck this underneath the edge here. There, now it's done. Isn't that cute? That just adds a fun little something. So sometimes you don't even need a whole lot of ribbon, you know what I mean, to make something look super cute. You just add that tiny little touch and there you go. All right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Oh, and I've got a few more cards to show you. Let me throw these back in my bucket. All this stuff. That I probably need black again. It's just one of those colors that you use a lot. Okay. So here's another one. Again, just using that image on the side, which I think is really fun. So you don't have to use it as a jar. And then there's a little bit down here with just some random background stamping, which is really pretty. Keep my mask. Here's another one, the same image that I used here, just using that as a border image to kind of separate things out. Great sentiments. I'm not sure where those are from because I did get this in a swap, but I think that's really cute. Here's another one where we've got that half where I was talking about that one stamp is reversible. So yeah, that's the back side and the front side. So you've got the half image and then you flip it over and then you get the water. Super fun. And then just a little bit of coloring, really pretty. And then here's one I think I did, was it last week or the week before on Facebook Live? I can't remember. Where you can like put the bow in between where the stems don't actually meet up. But there you go. Carol, yes, you can. That is absolutely something you can do. I'm positive. Carol does not like to tie bows or knots or anything like that. She really doesn't want anything to do with ribbon. But maybe this little type of thing will sway her just a tad, and maybe she'll buy a little bit of ribbon. Who knows? Okay, so those are my cards for that set. Let me put some stuff away here so we have some room to work. And get our next thing out here. Okay. Oops, get out of the way. So this is a fun little card, and I'm going to be using an older stamp set. Oh, Carol, you're so sweet. Thank you. This is an older stamp set. It's been around for a while, but the sentiments in here are why I picked it. Because I was making a card. I was in a team meeting. I happen to be a demonstrator that is a direct to Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, meaning when I signed up 18 years ago, I signed up under a gal who had signed up under a gal, who had signed up under a gal, who had signed up under a gal, whatever. And when Stampin' Up! Did a little bit of revamping of their career plan a number of years ago, the gals that were above me, most of them had gone. They had left Stampin' Up! And I was kind of what you call an orphan. So I ended up moving up, and now I am what they call direct to Stampin' Up! So we had a direct to Stampin' Up! Meeting the other night. So a bunch of us in my area were on a Zoom call doing a meeting, which was really fun. So one of the gals in the group came up with a card. She called it a mystery stamping event, and we all had to come with a bunch of pieces of cardstock and designer series paper already cut and ready to go. And here are those pieces. And then she walked us through creating a card with these pieces, and it was really, really fun. So I'm going to create this card for you guys tonight. And I needed a sentiment for the card, and these two sentiments in this stamp set were perfect. They fit the design of my card perfectly, and they're just amazing. One of them says, "Our friendship isn't one big thing." And then the other matching one says, "It's a million little things." And I find that to be so true with most of my friends, all of my friends. There isn't just one thing about my friends that I like. There are many, 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 many things about my friends that I like. And so, yeah, so that's why I picked that. So here we go. So these are the pieces you're going to need. I am going to try to post this in the description of the video in case anybody wants to make it themselves. But we have a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. A coordinating piece of cardstock, meaning whatever designer series paper you pick, you're going to have another color of cardstock. So I have Melon Mambo, and then this one is Mango Melody, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. And then my designer series paper, which comes from dun, 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 the Artistry Blooms designer series paper package, because when you order my online class, and if you order the bundle of products that I have for sale for $102, which is all of the suite plus the ribbon, you're going to have extra paper. So you're going to want something to do with that paper. Here is a perfect project for you. So I used 3 patterns of designer series paper from that package. These 3 here. Okay. And then coordinating cardstock. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 by 5 1/4, 3 3/4 by 5, 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Is that right? Yes. This is 2 by 4 1/4 scored at 1/4. So we're going to have this little scored piece here. And then this is 1 3/4 by 4. Okay. So we're going to put this together. It's kind of a fun fold, but just the whole way she went about telling us, you know, okay, adhere this and adhere that and blah, blah, blah. It was really funny. Oh, Terry got her sampler pack on Monday. Yay, Terry, I'm so happy for you. I was selling some designer series paper sampler kits to actually make these charts, and Terry did purchase one for me. So thank you again, Terry. And I provided her with the printed information on a piece of white cardstock, all the pieces of designer series paper, all the circles of coordinating cardstock colors, and then she put it together. And I will be doing that again for the holiday catalog. So if anybody's interested in purchasing one from the holiday catalog, stay tuned, because I'm going to be selling them again so you can have designer series paper charts. Okay, so we are first going to adhere our designer series paper to the layer of cardstock. Okay, look how easy that's working for me. Oh my gosh, Seal Plus, you rock. Yeah, I am pretty happy with the Seal Plus. Okay, now I'm just gonna have to be a little bit better at layering things though with that, because you know, once you stick it down, it's kind of stuck there. Okay, so then I've got this little guy here. And now for me, that's just, I think that's a little too small of an area for me to put the seal on. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use liquid glue. Whoops, I got a glue booger on there. My glue has not been getting very much love lately because I've been obsessed with that stuff. So I'm going to put the glue on, I think both sides here. We'll see. Okay. And then you decide where you want this little flat piece to be. I want it to be about like that. Okay. So try to get it straight. Oh, I probably should have waited. I should have put the glue on the underside first. Okay. Well, just bear with me. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Oh, Nancy got hers too. Yay, Nancy. Thank you so much. I think Nancy got like my last one that I had. So congratulations to Nancy. All right, so now we're going to layer this piece onto, whoops, getting that off the track a little bit there. We're going to layer this onto the card base. And so there we go. So we got a little flapper piece there. And we're just going to layer this. And and then we all posted our creations in a special Facebook group that we had. And there were so many really cute ones. Because they didn't tell us what we were doing. They just, glue boogers. I know, but it's true. That's what it's like. You know, it's like a little glue booger. They didn't tell us what we were making. They just said, bring all these pieces to the meeting with you. So we had no idea what we were going to do. And it was really fun. So the gal was just telling us, okay, you know, put this here. What the heck? All of a sudden I screwed it up. I was rolling right along and then we had an issue. There we go. We're back. We be back. Yay. Yay for Seal Plus. Okay. So then this goes on this piece here. So there really isn't a whole lot of stamping. It's just mostly just layering stuff. All right. So then this pattern here is going to go, whoops, we need to get a little bit more up there. Onto, whoops, come back here, you little stinker. There we go. Onto this melon mambo piece. Like so. Okay. And then I'm going to add this, and I'm going to put all the way across on this piece here, because I'm only putting it at the top. Okay. So then you're going to put this right here. And then try to like kind of center it or whatever. And then this is our piece that we're going to be doing some stamping on. Oops, plus I need a scrap. Hold the phone. Hold on, I need a scrap. Well, this is the smallest scrap that I have at the moment. So I need to stamp my sentiment. Here we go. And I'm going to stamp that, I think, in Melon Mambo. So this one says, our friendship isn't one big thing. Yeah, that's what it says. Pretty sure. Okay. And then I have a 2-inch circle punch here. And we're going to slide that in and center that. Okay. And then my coordinating piece, I can't decide if I want mango or calypso coral. So let me grab both of those here. Hang on a moment. Wait, here's a better scrap. And then I have our lovely label punch that carried over from our occasions catalog. I don't know what color I'm going to want, so I'm going to crop it out of both, and then we'll sort of see what we think is better. Okay, so the main sentiment is going to go on the front. I think I'm going to go with the mango. I think it'll pop a little bit better. Yes. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of adhesive. Oh, there it was going. A little bit of adhesive, centering that on the label. Okay, and then I'm going to add this to the card with some dimensionals. This is just a really fun, different kind of a fold. I was just super excited about it. Oh, good Lord, that looks crooked. Is it my eyeballs? Or is it actually crooked? Who knows with my eyeballs, right? Okay. And we didn't really have any Melon Mambo ribbon, but I thought this terracotta tile ribbon from the Ornate Garden ribbon combo pack. There is, oh, those are 2 tiny pieces that I'm saving. There's Old Olive and terracotta tile. And so I'm going to use the terracotta tile. So I'm going to tie a bow. Carol, look away. Carol is not a fan of tying bows. Well, there's more than one Carol on here. Well, the Carol that I'm talking about knows who I'm talking about. It's a joke. I don't mean anything mean by it. Okay, so we're going to snip that off. We're going to snip that off. And then that's going to go right there. Give me a glue dot. Okay, actually I need to make that a little tighter. I kind of fussed around with it a little bit and didn't get it, so it looks nice. Glue dot right there. And here we go at the bottom of the label. Need a little more trimming there. There we go. Now, this is my inside piece, okay? So I'm going to stamp the rest of my sentiment, which is the It's a Million little things. And I'm going to stamp that kind of down here in the bottom corner. About like so. And then there is also this really super cute little butterfly image in this stamp set. And I need a scratch paper. There's a piece. Good Lord, we got junk everywhere. And I wanted to use some Calypso coral. I think, hopefully. Well, I guess if it's terrible, we will just get a different color out. I think that'll be all right. So I thought we'd stamp a couple of butterflies here. Wow, that is one juicy Calypso coral pad. Holy buckets. I better let that dry for a sec before I try to touch it, or it might smear. I re-inked my pads here recently. And I hadn't done it for, oh, good Lord, a long time. And so I just actually sat here one afternoon and I re-inked every single pad that I have. So Carol says I can tie as many bows as I like. And you know I will, Carol. Absolutely. Okay, so this is the inside piece. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of it. Okay. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to lay it right here. Because it's going to be hidden by that piece, right? And then I'm just going to close my card. And then look at that. It's hidden in there, so it's hiding behind the little door. Isn't that fun? I mean, I just love that. And so this was the one that I actually made for the class. So these were the papers I chose, the same paper package. But I decided to use the other papers in the package, and see, I actually stuck my flapper up a little higher than I did on this one. I think it's still fine. It doesn't really make any difference. And like I said, I use the same stamps because I have some dear friends that I just might be sending these to because they're amazing. And so there is my 2 cards using that fun little technique. Now I did want to show you guys, here's another using the Artistry Blooms suite of products. So if you might want to purchase my online class, this is not a card in the class. This is a freebie for you. Here's a card that I made using some white embossing, a little bit of Wink Stella. I think I might have showed you this last week. Some of the Designer Series paper, and then I just used some color blocking technique here. Whoops, that's not on very good. And then here's another one that I made for you guys last week, because you'll have extra rainbow glimmer paper as well. And so you might as well make more cards with it. So here's another card. This is similar to one in the class, but not exact. So there you go. Okay. Let us move on. Let me put that up here so I can bring that in later and show it to you again. And I'll bring in my last card. This last card that I have for you guys is another card that I did for a swap. I have just been a swapping fool this past month, you guys. With our new catalog coming out, we had pre-order swaps because demonstrators get to order stuff early, which out of that holiday catalog, I get to order out of that on, I think, July 1st. So, yay. Another reason why you should become a demonstrator now. Get a great deal on your kit, and then you can order out of the new catalog in July. Okay. We've got those cleaned up. We are moving on. Okay, so we are going to use Hippo Happiness, and I used that last week let me bring in my card I made. This was a card I made for a swap. This is a card that I made for you guys last week on Facebook Live. So I just copied the same layout, but I wanted to make it a little more colorful, and so I chose different colors. And Ricky says, thank you for the class. You are so welcome, Ricky. Thank you for tuning in, and share the video. It really helps me out. Just give myself a little plug there. Okay. Oh, I got a little extra thing on this pack of junk. 2 extra things. Okay. So here are some of my cardstock pieces. I'm going to get these out of the way. Okay, so we're using the Hippo Happiness stamp set. And out of the stamp set, last week I used the butterflies. This week I'm using the little flower, the leaf, and the stem. And one of the die cuts. The main reason I even got this bundle of products was for these label dies. I don't really care about the hippo and the unicorn and the sheep. I don't really care about that. They're super cute and I'll probably end up using them, but I didn't buy it because of that. I bought it because of all these amazing labels. And of course, you know, when you buy a bundle from Stampin' Up, you save 10%. So I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to buy these dies, I mean, I have these hippo, sheep, and unicorn die. I'm going to need the stamps too. So I just bought the whole bundle, saved myself a couple of bucks, and I've been using them. Like I said, so far I've used the rainbow. That's not a rainbow by any sense of the word. It's a butterfly. And then we're using the flower today. And we're going to use this little die right here. And these are double stitched, which means they do the stitching on the piece that you keep and the negative space also. Okay, so there you go for that. And so here are my little pieces. I'm also using the hand-drawn blooms stamp set. Of course, part of the Artistry Blooms online class is this stamp set. And I'm using a couple of these little tiny words out of it. Okay, so I'm just using friend and hello. So that's what I'm using out of that. Probably going to use some rhinestones, because why wouldn't you? And let me just give myself a little bit of room to work here. And maybe some butterflies. Oh, I don't need that ribbon. I don't need these punches. Okay, so I don't need these stamps. Wow, I have got just a gigantic mess going on here. Okay, so we're starting out with a layer of basic black, 8.5 by 5.5, and this is going to be my card base. Ugh, my eyes are horrible, and when you're working with black, it's really hard to tell if they're lined up, but I think that's okay. All right, then, can't remember what that piece measures. Let's bring in my mom's fabric ruler here. 3 3/4, or no, 4 3/4? 4 3/4 by 3.5. Yep, 4 3/4 by 3.5, which would make this one like 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. 3 5/8, 4 7/8. Okay. Then I also have a piece of Designer Series paper out of, where is it? It's out of our collections of Designer Series paper. I have them all. I have not opened them all yet, but this is the 2020 in color Designer Series paper pack 6x6. You can see it's got all 5 colors of the paper in there, and there's 4 different patterns. They're double-sided. Here's our polka dots, kind of a texture pattern. We have the wood grain and then some words on the back, all the colors, and of course these are the brights. So the patterns are exactly the same, just that you will get the brights colors in this package. We also have the regals and the subtles and the neutrals, and they're all 6x6. And so I just cut myself I think it's a 3/4. Let's just use the grid paper to tell us. Yep, 3/4 inch strip. It's going to end up being 4 7/8 after I cut it off. So I'm going to go ahead and layer that across my card here. So I don't need it all the way across to the end. I'm just going to use it a little bit. Whoops, didn't get that. Okay. So I'm going to use my grid paper to line this up. So I'm going to put my card on one of the lines. About like that. And I want this to be about 3/4 of an inch above the bottom. So we're just going to line it up on that 3/4 inch line. Come on, you little stinker, stop moving around. There we go. Okay. And then I just need to trim off that excess. It is always super simple. If something is too long, it is a little more difficult if it's too short. But here's a little tip for you. If it is too short, you can like snip it in half, because this is the label that we're going to be using. And I would be putting my label on the card like so, So I only need about 1 inch on this side and maybe, you know, 2.5 inches on this side. So if you're making a whole bunch, you can do a little cheater way and you can save a little bit of cardstock or a little bit of paper that way. All right, so then we're going to layer that onto our layer of Magenta Madness. Oh, I almost called it Marvelous Magenta again. Whoops, come on you. There we go. Because we used to have a color called Marvelous Magenta a number of years ago. Whoop. I'm just not mad at it when it gets stuck. I'm just not mad at it. Like that other stuff, I just was getting frustrated and mad, and I'm not getting mad at this. Okay, so I just have a very slight border because this piece is only 1/8 of an inch wider and longer than my original piece. I might need to add a tiny bit of adhesive right there. There we go. Okay, and that's going to go on our card base here. So now I need a scrap of white, and I had one. Well, here it is. It's gigantic, but I think it'll work. And I also need a 1.5 inch circle punch. Where is that? Is that the right size? No. You know, this might actually be a die cut that I used, but we're going to just go with what we have, and we have a 1.5 inch circle punch. So it's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my Magenta Madness ink and stamp my sentiment, or sentiments, because I have the Hello Friend. And so I'm going to, hopefully my head's not in the whole shot here that you have to look at it. There we go. Hello. And then friend. Oops, stay right there. Sorry if my hair's in the way, guys. Usually I would be looking straight down on top of it, and I can't with my camera in the way. Okay, so there we have our Hello Friend. Next, I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green. And I need a scratch paper. Won't have it be so big so it doesn't take up the entire piece, or entire stamping area here. I've got my little stem here, so I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that right here next to my sentiments, plural. I've got my Coastal Cabana, and that's going to be for my cute little flower. We're going to stamp that right at the top. And then we have this little tiny leaf, and all these little images, this flower, the stem, and the little leaves all come in the little Hippo Happiness stamp set. So there we have a tiny little flower. Isn't that adorable? Okay, now I'm going to do one more little thing here, and I have a sponge dauber that I use for my Granny Apple Green, and there might actually be some left on here. There's a tiny bit. We'll see if it's good. I wanted to add a little bit, like to kind of ground the flower a little bit, so I wanted to add a little bit of green to the bottom. And since I still have some left on my sponge dauber, I'm not going to re-ink it, because then it'll just be way too dark and it'll look like garbage. So we just added a tiny little bit to kind of ground that flower. Then I'm going to move these out of the way so we don't touch them, because that's what happens. And then we're going to add our little flower to this little label. And I probably better put another one on there, maybe a mini, because I didn't quite get that in the middle. And I think because it's not in the middle, the whole thing is going to be like cattywampus on there, and I don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and add some minis. All right, so we have our little Hello Friend. So we're going to try to center that as best we can. There we go. And then we're going to bring in our adhesive, and we're going to center this over the strip of Designer Series paper here. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to add another little bit of adhesive here. And I'm just using a tiny bit, you guys. I'm not using very much at all. In fact, you can kind of see how much I'm putting on there. It's not much. And it holds good. Okay, so then we're going to add this. There we go. And I've got some rhinestones, because you always have to have rhinestones, right? I mean, good Lord, any project. You know what? That is crooked. Why is every time I stick something on with dimensionals, it's crooked? All right, well, we're going to do my little trick. We're going to snip our dimensionals in half. We're going to add a little bit of this to our dimensionals. Whoops, that didn't get stuck. We're going to try it again. Okay, so we got it on there. I think that's better. Okay, then I wanted to add some rhinestones. So one, of course, to the center of the flower. Ooh, but you know what I want to do to it first? I'm going to color it. I'm going to color it black. So I've got a Stampin' Blend dark black marker here. We sell them in combo packs, as you guys probably know. So when you order a combo pack, you'll get one of each, a light and a dark. And so I'm just going to color that. Let it dry for a second while I go ahead and add a few just regular rhinestones around. I think I'm going to put them up in the corner here. Like that. And then maybe one down there. We'll pick up our black one and we're going to set that right in the center of the flower. Eek! Oh my gosh, is that not so stinking cute? Ooh, you know what else we could do? Hold please while I make a card center, because I think we need to put something in the middle of this card because it's black, and why wouldn't we? Because we have this adorable little stamp here. Okay, let's do something on the bottom. All right, let's just add a few little flowers down here. So I'm going to have these little stems be varying heights. Am I in the frame? I hope so. Okay, varying heights. So we will just add, let's just go three little flowers down here. Okay, and we have our coastal cabana. So we will start that little flower there, one there, and one there. Oh no. Can we get it? I don't know. I have trouble seeing. Well, it's pretty close. I'm not gonna be mad about it. And then I'm gonna add a few little leaves here. We'll add one there. We will go one here, maybe one here, and one here. Ooh, cute! And you know what else we could do? I have, is this magenta? No, that's melon mambo. Okay, this might ruin the whole thing. I'm gonna hope not, but it might. This is a Magenta Madness light marker. I am gonna try to just kind of dot the center with the pink and hope I don't ruin the whole thing by doing this. Because I don't really want rhinestones in the middle of my card. Ooh, I think that's cute. I don't really want rhinestones in the center of my card because, you know, I already have rhinestones on the outside of the card. So I don't think we want them on the inside. Okay, do I have ink on my hand? Yes, I thought I did. All right, Chamois, come here. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got to totally digress here. I got some Pampered Chef stuff, and I finally got some of their knives. And let me just tell you, they're super sharp. They're sharper than any other knife I've ever had in my kitchen in my life. I had the knife sitting in the sink, and I went to pick up some silverware that was next to the knife, and I just barely touched the stupid thing, and it sliced my thumb open. And that was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, anyway. I work with too much paper, so my hands are very dry, and it takes a long time for stuff like that to heal. So anyways, that's what happens when you have Pampered Chef knives in the sink. So now I don't put them in the sink anymore. I put them up on the counter next to the sink, and I am very diligent about washing them and putting them away right away because, how did that happen? What was I doing? Ugh! Barb! What can we do? If I stick that in there, what am I going to do to fix it? We're redoing it. Sometimes you can fix your mistakes. Sometimes you can't. And in this particular situation, I don't see how I'm going to fix that. I have an adhesive eraser that I could try to erase, but it would take too long, and I don't care that much about a piece of white cardstock. So guess what? We're doing it over. So Facebook Live's going to last a little bit longer, you guys. Sorry. All right, we're going to try this again. I know what I think I might do this time. We might change it up. I might actually flip the stem so that the stem isn't exactly the same on all of the flowers. Oh, brilliant, I know. Okay. There. So now the stems look a little bit different. Do I have... Where did I get that stupid ink from? Ugh, who knows? You know, the life of a stamper. Inky hands, dry hands. It just is what it is. Okay. This doesn't take too much longer. And I guess I can just do a little more blabbing. So please share the video. You know, I love it when you guys do that. It helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it very much. Give it a thumbs up. Like my page that you're watching this on, if you wouldn't mind. I would greatly appreciate that. Place your orders in my store at shoppingwithbarb.com. Got my little link right there. Yeah, I do have an eraser dolly, but I'm just afraid that it's going to take me too much. It's just, and then it's going to leave a mark on there, and I don't want to mess with it. So I just decided that I am not going to mess with it, and I am just going to do this. I'm just going to make a new one. And I actually was a little happier with this one because I flipped the stem, and I think that made it a little bit cuter. So the stems aren't exactly the same. There's a little bit of difference there. And it gives me a chance to use my Stamp and Seal Plus again, because I am really liking that. Okay. See how much nicer that is? That makes me happy. Ooh, I almost stuck it in. Wrong way. Okay, so we're going to line this up. There. Now it's done. And since Dolly didn't mention that, I do have a sand eraser here. So let me bring in a silicone mat, because there's adhesive on the back of this. And let's just see if we can get it off. Where did I put the eraser? Oh, wouldn't you know it? It's like always right here. Okay, I found it. I want to see if I could easily get that off. We'll just do a little bit here. I might be able to, but I feel like there's enough of a space that it's going to like really compromise the cardstock dolly, and I just don't think I'm going to like how that looks. And so to me, it was just better to replace that piece. Yeah, it's coming off, but I can totally see that. Let's see if I can bring this up. If you guys can see, the cardstock is getting all scratched up. And it does that, and normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but because there's like literally nothing else on this card, I really feel like that would show. And so I just I'm not going to do it. So there we go. All right, let me get all of this junk out of the way, and we'll bring in the cards that we made. So of course we have this one that we just finished. Super cute. We have these fun fold kind of cards that we made. Well, we made one, but I have another one that I can to share with you. So there you go. When you open that up, you see that fun sentiment on the inside. Super cute. And then we have our Jar of Flowers cards. So yay. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And if you could share the video, give it a thumbs up, like my page, share it with your friends. I would really appreciate that. I'm really trying to ramp my business back up. I am doing my Totally Techniques online class club. I am going to be offering these designer series paper charts again with the holiday catalog. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be doing product shares again. I've got my online class for next month. It's going to be the Celebrate Sunflower bundle suite of goods. So it's going to be this one here. Super fun. And I'm going to show you a sneak peek of a card that I just made a video for. Look at that. This is not part of the class. This will be a freebie. So this is going to be my class of the month next month. So there you go. All right, you guys. Thanks again for watching, tuning in. I love you all so much. Have a great day.